gentlemen, welcome back to Small Couch Reviews. Your boy Sam.
Boy Jovi.
Yeah, and today it's finally time. Jovi and I were sitting here to talk about Ahsoka season one, which just wrapped up its uh season run on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Um, this was, for those who don't know, it was a live action series starring Rosario Dawson as fan favorite character Ahsoka from
Yes.
Star Wars to Clone Wars, Rebels, and comics, and all sorts of media. But yeah, and in it, she is working with characters from Star Wars Rebels to find their lost friend Ezra Bridger, and more importantly, stop the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Grand
Um,
Admiral Thrawn.
Thrawn being a villain from Rebels and also a villain from the books, from the novels, Heir to the
Yeah.
Empire. Even
Yes.
though those they don't technically, or they're not technically canon anymore, but they're definitely drawing from them for inspiration. So,
Uh,
yeah,
I
man.
I'm actually in the process of finishing that book, and
Really, it's interesting
I,
because
I'm halfway through, and it's absolutely a piece of. I didn't think. I want to start off by saying that if you watch Rebels, read this book, or listen to this book, then watch this, you're gonna be in for a treat. That's
yeah,
all. I
I think
I
that
should have read this or listened to this years ago.
decades ago, right? People say
Because
it's the best
yeah,
thing because
yeah,
before streaming and all that, this is what they had. These,
right.
actually reading
Oh,
what
straight
you
up.
got for your extended universe. So yeah, it's funny. I actually ordered the books myself, so I'm gonna give those a read too.
He
Because
he's
he's a very interesting character.
he's very, very, like, literally the first book could be a series in itself, like a 16 episode series, and
Yeah,
I would.
man. They should have, man. Luke is there. But hey, all right, yeah. So this to me, and Jovi will get into this. This kind of just felt like another season of Rebels, like an extra season of Rebels that was live action, and all
100%.
the good ways and all the bad ways that a season of Rebels goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 8 episode run, bro. Let's just start with you. I've been starting a lot. Tell me what your thoughts are about it, what you liked, what you didn't like, which episodes may have stood out to you, which one
Um,
were
yeah,
forgettable, if any. Yeah.
it's really hard. Um, I would love to do this episode by episode, like kind of how like we did Andor.
Mm,
This didn't have a, I guess this is a bad, a good, like this is like a mixed feeling for me. It's like
right.
this didn't have an like like real great arc.
I agree.
It kind of was like this straightforward, like you said, this felt like Rebel. So this felt like a Rebels or Clone Wars, so it felt like a 4 episode, like little mini series within a big series, like how Clone Wars was. Like you got a different story every
Hmm.
4 to 5 episodes. So I kind of felt like we didn't get so much Ahsoka.
I agree. I don't think she was in. Like, it's weird for me to say. I
Yeah,
don't feel like she was in her own show enough, man.
yeah.
like,
I get a more like it. This was not the Ahsoka show, which was amazing because we really wanted that, and I love her take, Rosario Dawson's take on Ahsoka.
me
I
too.
It is absolutely
I don't
incredible.
know if she was a fan before she was cast, but she did an excellent job.
She somehow did made this joint perfect. Like
Yeah.
it is a grown Ahsoka that has seen so much.
Yeah, man. That's something I want to get into because, like, you're
Yeah.
right, grown. Because this show definitely shows you she was literally a child when she went to
Yes.
war, which
Yes.
is just insane to see, bro.
Yeah, yeah, like that. Oh, we're both we. I know we're gonna
Yeah,
talk about that for at least 20 minutes. When you can't get a very good perspective of a 14-year-old going to war with a cartoon,
exactly.
but you can get a great perspective of a 14-year-old girl playing an alien
Yeah, live
in
action.
front of live action in front of Hayden Christensen, and just like the stark difference.
The stark difference. You're right, because as a cartoon, it's like yeah, I know you're younger than Anakin, but even
Right.
like the voices sounded a little bit older than they actually were.
Well, yeah, it was a grown woman playing her,
Yeah,
so
her and Anakin.
yeah,
So, but then when they showed her in the episode, and you're seeing like she has soldiers calling her general. Like she is 14 with lives in her hands, bro.
yeah.
That is just insane to me.
So like her story period, like I mean, we could get
Yeah.
deep into that, but you do get a glimpse. And I think for people that had no idea, didn't watch Clone Wars, didn't watch Rebels,
Hmm.
it's like that was oh absolutely amazing. I don't know. I'm gonna be all over the place with this. I
Yeah.
really like this, but like I said, it didn't have an arc. And that was my like my one big negative, if you want to call it that. Um,
Yeah, so like Andor had clearly, there was the heist arc and then there was the
yeah,
prison break arc, right?
yeah,
This one, it was kind of like all over the place. It's like, okay, we want to stop Thrawn, you want to train Sabine, but you
yeah,
kind of don't want to. You
right.
want to find Ezra, but not if it means you have to stop Thrawn. Like, it didn't seem to commit too much.
No,
And then Hera had stuff to do that didn't really go anywhere. And it was just like,
yeah,
I mean, it was Rebels. That's what Rebels is, bro.
it
Like,
was unfortunate because Sabine, an amazing character. I thought this was going to be the Sabine Ahsoka show from the first two episodes,
mhm.
and Hera, awesome character. I didn't. I was like, I don't even care that you're a general now. I don't even care that you have a kid with Kanan. I
Yeah.
don't even. I that was very weird for me, and I don't know if it was a betrayal. Like like how like not portrayal but
Mhm.
how it was portrayed um by the actor. I don't know, like Hera just always felt like she had more of a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah, I
uh
get that. I feel like in this, yeah, because she was basically leading a rebellion,
yes,
and in
already.
this one, it's like she spends a lot of her time just complain or not. I don't want to say complaining. Like she's like asking for help, like desperately
Yeah,
asking, and
yeah,
that seems to be what she does. And it's like, bruh, that's like you didn't save like like literally millions of lives of what you did. And it's like it's just disheartening to see like this game of politics. That's what it was. She was playing a game of politics the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah.
And it's like, yo, you know what? Just get back to the fight. Like I'm over. I'm over you doing this.
No, and you didn't
Um,
even get to see how great of a pilot she is.
yeah, no, because she's an excellent pilot. I
Yeah,
remember there's an episode of Rebels where Thrawn said, "Oh, if Hera is flying that, then
yeah.
everyone is going to be dead. All of our soldiers are going to be dead."
Oh
Like
my
he's like,
god,
"Yeah,
bruh, it's again like okay, so all that. um I'm still trying to go through my bads or my dislikes. Sabine
hmm
is force sensitive, which would
that makes me upset." I'm sorry.
make though. Okay, I'm just gonna try to like kind
Okay,
of make it better. What how she used it
she's a Mandalorian. Okay, go
was
ahead. Nah,
yeah,
like
I
tell me go
disliked
first. Uh huh.
very much so. But if they can make it make sense, say that's why she was so good with weapons, not just because she was raised by one of the highest houses in the Mandalorian
Yeah.
family. That was like, oh, she's really good with weapons because she's force sensitive. Not she's really good with weapons because she was literally raised a
hmm
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Because it's
that
like,
that's a little disappointing, but and then her all of a sudden being able to use the strongest force push I've seen in Star Wars since I, I don't even know. That was
nah, nah. I mean, I don't know. She used that thing like she was a knight, like she was a Jedi Knight. Like
right.
let's say that
Like that drink
she
was
jumped levels after she
yeah.
learned to use the Force. Because you're right.
So that was that I would have been a little push, man, just to get him over the edge would have been like,
Mhm.
oh, like she's learning. Okay, she really has it. Not that giant like just like Ray type. I got my powers.
Yeah.
I didn't
She
like that. And but besides that, bro, I don't know. I I can't. I Balin, I'm gonna start going into some of the things I just absolutely liked or loved. When we talk, we always talk about motivation, right?
hmm
When you have a character like Balin,
Yeah.
and you're like, he's not hiding why he's
Right.
doing what he's doing.
Right.
I want to know what happened, why he knows Anakin, why he knows that Anakin is Darth Vader,
Yep.
because he clearly knows,
He knows. He knows.
and he knows that Ahsoka knows.
Hmm.
Why he kept a Padawan. Who keeps a Padawan after Order 66? Why would you?
Yeah, and I want to know what her deal is. So I want to know what she wants because she wants something.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like they go to this planet, they both start getting these weird feelings. She is more connected with the people on the planet. He's more connected with whatever that is that the father's pointing at.
The father. Yeah. Did you notice that? So when he was standing on the father, the son was next to him, but the daughter wasn't there.
Daughter was broken,
Yeah.
but Ahsoka is the daughter.
Or so I thought it was Ahsoka's bird.
Ahsoka herself, she has the daughter's spirit inside of her. She got saved.
Right.
She's had the spirit inside of her since she left the Jedi Order.
Yeah. Since before when they went to that planet and
Yeah,
met.
once they
Yeah.
went to that planet. So I guess that's like representation that the daughter is no longer with them. I don't know what they were trying to get at. Why would someone destroy the light side?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what that said to me. The light side is
There is speculation that this planet. Do you know the character Abeloth by chance?
so yeah, I know
Oh,
of,
okay.
and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
that's all the speculation. I would love for that to be the case.
Yeah. So just for those who don't know Abeloth, so there's the father, the son, and the daughter. Abeloth is supposedly the mother who
Yes.
was like brought to who like the father brought to basically like be their mother. And
Yeah.
she turned out to be like the strongest thing in the galaxy.
In the galaxy. And she
Like
is
like
pure
she's
evil.
like stronger than
Yeah.
anything in the
She
galaxy.
she is the entire other side.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with that power.
Yeah. She has the yeah. So that would be cool though. I just that seems like something that'd be a little too much for I don't know how they would do that, but
For
yeah.
Disney. Yeah. Because the pictures are terrifying. Like
Hmm.
the drawings of her.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, but yeah, go ahead. So real quick, just so we because I want to continue on the good train.
yeah.
I just want to say I agree with you. The only thing I really disliked was I didn't feel like Ahsoka had a lot to do. The one episode, the one that everyone's probably going to say is their favorite, episode 5, when she was hallucinating Anakin, that was
Yeah.
the best one
Oh,
because it focused solely on her,
yeah.
focused on her feelings about, how she thinks she could be him because, he trained her basically. And I love that we got into that part of her psyche. Because before
Yes.
that, it was just, she just seemed, how do I say this? She was Ahsoka, but not the way you remember her, because she just seemed so like distant from everybody, just
Yeah.
wanted to be alone.
Yeah.
And that's
Like
not the Ahsoka we know,
a
but I mean
freaking
she's older,
hermit.
like you said, so you understand it. But
Yeah.
yeah, the show just didn't seem to focus on her feelings, and this one really did. And I think that's what I was looking forward to the most. So
Right.
I feel like we only got maybe one or two episodes of that, if that, about her. And the rest of it, there was just a lot of like we said, there was a lot of meandering going on with the politics going on. So that's the only thing I really disliked.
Right.
But again, it's just like Rebels. In a season of Rebels, it starts off super strong. There's some episodes in the middle that I don't care for. I think the episode after she met Anakin that was focused on Sabine, I
Yeah.
did not care about that episode at all.
Right.
And then it ends pretty strong, and that's what this one did in its 8 episodes. So
I
yeah,
I mean, on that note, even them finding Ezra was like, I mean, you ruined that for me. But
yeah, well, okay, I didn't know. I
but even when it happened, I was just like, it's him, right? And then after that, I was just like, all right, it's just Ezra and Sabine.
yeah, it had been 10 years they hadn't seen each other, bro,
And it
and
should
it's
have
just
been the
yeah.
yeah. That's why
I felt like I don't know. It just I guess I feel like I wanted certain things to be a bigger deal than it
yeah,
turned out
and it
being.
should
I
have
don't even
been.
know I don't even know how you would
Oh
do
my
it,
god.
but I just wanted it. That's the thing.
Well, let's go back to the great.
Yeah, yeah.
When
But yeah, I
when
just wanted to say that because yeah,
yeah,
the good stuff
yeah, no,
was a lot of
okay.
it.
Oh, yeah. So we talking about the good. I'm gonna go to one of the greats
Hmm.
when you first see Thrawn.
Yeah, when he first shows up, Do
That
you know that the actor? I don't know if we talked about this, the actor who plays him in Ahsoka is the same guy who played him in the TV show.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, because
And
that's why I was like, "Yo, that is his voice."
and
Right?
I would be very surprised if it's not the same. He recorded the audiobook too,
Oh, okay, cool.
because it sounds just like it's eerie. It's eerie,
He
bro.
has a
His
great voice for it, though.
yes, yes. Like he has this voice of just knowledge,
Yeah, it's so
perception,
calculating.
and just everything is calculated.
Hmm.
Like he is like the ultimate villain.
Yeah, and
Like
it's just like like you said, when you first meet him, he walks up to the night sister and he's like,
yeah,
"Oh, you're here. It's about time." And
right,
he looks right at Balin and goes, "Who are you?" And
right,
he tells him his name. And he's like, "Oh, the former Jedi." And he's
yeah,
just like, and you just know who he
yeah,
is. Like, yeah,
yeah.
the dude is just
Yo,
he's always prepared.
that's
He's a
the
great
Drake when
villain.
it's like, I want to find out who her master was, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then the meme with Snoop Dogg, he's like Anakin, who? You said what? Because he literally mentions Anakin in the book. Like he holds Anakin at a very, very high
Oh, okay.
standard.
See, yeah. I could
Yeah.
tell when he said, "Oh, her master was Anakin Skywalker." He knew who he was.
Yeah, he knew that this was going to be a fight.
Yeah.
He knew that because Anakin not only was a great Jedi, he was an amazing military mind.
Yeah.
So I man, and then you know the dark troopers, they they stood out, they were cool for the first episode. Then I was just like, if y'all ain't you know made from Night Sister magic, well, let's talk about that.
Wait, what dark troopers? I'm sorry, what you talking about?
All of the stormtroopers, those are dark troopers.
Oh, the stormtroopers that were
Yeah,
I legit thought dark troopers had the dark armor. That's why I was okay.
yeah.
Okay, got you.
So they're all dark troopers, but I'm like, are y'all dead? Are y'all made with magic? Like them
Hmm.
putting Night Sisters in there and then talking about their original planet, then talking about Dathomir. And I'm like, yo, whoever's over at Lucas and Disney, unless they call George back, like they're tying everything in from the video
Like,
game
bro, like
to the
that's the yeah, you're
yeah.
right. I mean, it's so many questions because it's like, you leave this galaxy, which
Hmm.
they left, I was terrified that the Force was not going to work for them in another galaxy.
Yeah,
But then, I mean, but it does. So thankfully, it does. But they go there, and there are Night Sisters there too, which I
yeah,
guess was their original home.
yeah.
And it's
That's the
like,
original home. But why did y'all go to Dathomir in the
yeah,
first
why'd you
place?
go to Dathomir?
Right,
And going back to the other thing, the father and the son were clearly in this other, like, what is this other galaxy? Like, you
right,
were clearly here before you came to, I guess the main galaxy when you
right.
settled on Mortis. And it's like, yeah, like you're right. Like they're just tying so much stuff together, and it's
Mhm.
just it leaves you with a sense of curiosity that is like an excitement.
Right. I do have something I didn't care for. Morgan becoming super Night Sister strong and fighting. It felt like a video game battle.
Yeah,
It
I
didn't.
knew
Yeah,
that the show was not going to end. So at the end of the show,
right,
I was coming to a point where I was like, nothing has really been accomplished here. I mean, you found Ezra, but you're both kind of stuck in this world. Like you're stuck here and nothing's happening. And I was like, so unless you're all just going to escape and leave Thrawn, which I knew was not going to
oh
happen,
heck no.
right? I was like, someone has to fight. I was like, so you know what? They're gonna kill Morgan. I was like, they have to.
Yeah,
I knew they weren't gonna kill Balin because he had left by that point.
right.
And his apprentice like is still trying to find herself. So I knew they were gonna kill her. I was like, it has to be Morgan. And they gave her Mother Talzin's sword, which was odd. And yeah, you're right. She became like, super villain. And yeah, she was fighting Ahsoka.
Yeah, it
She was
felt
fighting
like
Ahsoka in a way she should not have been able to fight Ahsoka. Let's
it
just say.
felt like her fighting like you're playing Arkham Asylum and like you fall and you have to fight Bane.
Yeah.
It just was like okay. After I get past this,
Yeah.
and bruh, the all right. So I'm gonna like I don't. We could talk about this like y'all know us.
Hmm.
We could talk about this for apps like probably an hour. And I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go to back. You mentioned the episode with Anakin
Yeah,
and
I was
and
just about to
the
say, just let's just talk
flashbacks
about what we thought about Anakin. Yeah.
that it's like if you watch Clone Wars, you knew how much he cared for her.
Yep.
Even with them making up this character, it makes Anakin more human and more like he actually had a heart, not
Hmm.
just for Padme,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It he actually was like this. He was this whole person. He wasn't just this pure evil that when we're growing up is what we think. Like, we saw the originals. You were this black robot thing
Yeah.
walking
That's right.
around,
That's the thing
choking
of the
people
nightmare,
out.
bro. Yeah.
You're
And then
literally,
yeah, that's true.
and then we see you as a sweet little boy turn into like has anger issues as a teenager that turns into a mad adult that literally chokes his wife out and tries to fight his best friend,
Yeah. And kills a bunch of children.
kills a bunch of children,
Yeah. It was
right?
Vader by that point. And yeah, and I think that's why I think going back, and I don't know, that's why we need to talk about Clone Wars in itself. But like, yeah, that whole series showed there's so much nuance to that
Right.
that just the prequel movies didn't capture, which is why you kind of need to watch them all together.
That gap between episode 2 and episode 3 being
Yeah.
filled in with that amazing animated series just shows that, yeah, if you if any of us is thrown in war for
Yeah, man.
that long, you
It's
don't think something's going to be a little off?
Yeah, it's gonna change you, man. It's gonna change you.
It,
And
it, it changed the entire Jedi Order,
yeah.
completely changed the entire Jedi Order.
Hmm.
And you think that's not going to change one man that was literally that one of the highest generals in the entire thing?
Who was also in love, which was against the Jedi code.
Right.
Yeah. So
You're at war, you're in love with someone. Obi-Wan was technically in love with someone too.
yep, he
And you
was.
can see why he didn't want him to be in love because he lost his love.
Hmm.
So it's like so much more to that too. It's like, no,
Yeah.
Anakin, I'm not telling you don't be with her, but because I'm telling you don't be with her because if you do lose her, it's going to destroy you.
Yeah. And look what happened, man. And I think it was in this show, like Hayden Christensen's appearance in that episode, like
Oh man, I love it.
I did too. And at first, like when they first came and they started fighting, I thought it was just going to be like a long fight where they were talking or whatever.
Yeah,
But I
no,
love how the flashback to the Clone Wars not only did it show, like we said, like a child fighting,
yep,
but like it showed, like you said, Anakin cared for her so much, and the whole point of this was came down to that moment where she was like, "You were so great. You were so like you were just like the best thing ever. Everyone knew it, but there's so much darkness in you. And look, you're the one teaching me, so it's in me too."
yep,
And then
yep,
he became like Darth Vader and was
yep.
like, "Yeah, you haven't learned it." Like it was so good, man.
Right. You
It was
see
so
her, like you see her go from this sweet child that doesn't know anything to being this freaking general that is just hard
good.
and
Hmm.
just slicing through everyone.
Yeah,
And then
man.
when she's
Just killing.
fighting Anakin and technically fighting Vader, and
Yeah.
her eyes turn to Sith eyes, and I'm like, oh,
People are saying that.
yo,
I
you,
don't know if they actually did it, if it was just a reflection of the lightsaber.
bruh, them joints. It wasn't just a red reflection. It was her eyes turned to orange.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's possible she could have went that
But
way.
I know everyone. I mean, I know she's
Yeah,
like that's what all Jedi's face the dark side, right? So
yes.
she's
And
even though technically
somehow,
she's
some way, she has learned how to be stay pure.
yeah. And then Anakin came back to being pure and was like, "Yeah, there's hope for you
Yeah.
yet."
Um,
And
very cool detail. She literally uses the Count Dooku hand cut, the same thing that Anakin did by turning the lightsabers and cutting off both hands. She
mhm.
uses that on Anakin, so it's like she's like, yo, you taught me this.
When did she use that on Anakin? When they were
So,
fighting?
so when they're fighting, that's how she ends the battle.
I'm pretty sure she disarmed or he disarmed her. She didn't
Yeah.
have her lightsabers, right?
No, but if you like, I we gotta find a clip of that.
Okay.
She does the same exact move, bro, and cuts his hands.
Okay. This is during their second fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Now,
Like
but I
it's really like that is a detail. That is a super detail. Like
yeah.
they
No,
didn't
yeah.
have to do that.
Because he taught her what she knows.
Yeah, because literally Count Dooku did it to him, and then he did it to Count Dooku,
Mm-hmm.
and then she, yes, and then she had to learn how to fight someone that is a heavier stance because she never had to, and then that's how she was able to, I guess, beat Balin.
Yeah.
You know, that's up in the air too. Yeah, man, I really, shit. I
Yeah,
mean, I
you're right. We could go on and on. I think so. Just the ending, real quick. What did you think of that?
so that I talked about this with Matt and Jeff for like a quick second. I'm like kind of torn in a sense that it ended like Rebels did.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't like that basically the entire show came down to literally they just switched places with Ezra. That's all that happened.
that's it.
That's it. And I mean, you see Anakin's Force Ghost, which is nice. He's still looking over his apprentice, but
Yeah,
that's a cool little detail. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you guys are stuck here and Thrawn is back. So what actually happened? Like, what
and
happened in
how
this?
do you get back? How
Uh-huh.
and then now this is, I mean, this has nothing to do with writing or even anything like that. Since Balin, actor, did pass away,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they are still on the same planet. How do we explain that? Or how does what does next season look like? Um,
Yeah, if there is,
and
we
I'm
don't even
hoping
it
it
hasn't
did
even
well.
been greenlit yet, but
Yeah,
hopefully we get one.
yeah. I'm hoping it did well enough
Yeah.
because Disney is so quick. They recently just fired everybody on Daredevil, so um,
Oh, see, yeah.
it's anything with them. If they feel like it's not going to make them another dime, they're just not going to make it.
Mm.
So I'm torn. I was just like, yo, this is how you end it.
Yeah. I
So
what I'm assuming is gonna happen is they did this so that Sabine has time to learn.
train, yeah, yeah, and it's that planet is clearly very force heavy.
Hmm. Yeah.
It then you could say that explains the push.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe you just as you said, I was like maybe that's why she's able to do what
Yeah,
she was able to do.
you can tell that drain is, and like if Ezra was there for that 10 years and you saw his growth too,
Yep.
um, and then now he's back, and he's back with Hera, he's back with Chopper cursing everybody out.
Yeah,
I
man.
love it.
He's my man. Yeah, he's one of my
Yeah,
favorite characters in
this is
Rebels.
one of the greatest droids
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
We
So
need we need a little animated short with Chopper just going on people.
yeah,
Um, but no, like, yeah, this is all over the place just because man, I could. It was done so well that I could put it on and just like watch it again or just have it in the background.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it again.
Yeah, and
Sometime I'm going to watch it again. Just like I know I'm
right,
gonna watch Andor again. Like
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna watch it again. I think this was one of the better live actions
right.
that have come out. I know a lot of people were down on Mandalorian season 3, and even though I didn't like it as much as I didn't think it was as bad as people were saying, I think I didn't like it as much as the first ones. And Book of Boba Fett kind of was just to me.
Very,
Um, yeah,
very. I
yeah,
didn't like Kenobi.
yeah. I didn't like Kenobi at all. I
Yeah,
thought it was. I thought. I feel like honestly, there's one line in Kenobi where he says, "I think I had a brother." I feel like the entire series was set up so they could introduce a character as Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother. I'm calling it now. I'm just putting it out there. But
yeah,
yeah, I think this is one of the better ones to come out. So hopefully you're right. I mean, I know
yeah.
it had strong viewership at the beginning, but hopefully it continued. So
Yeah, man,
yeah, man.
it's hard. It's hard to continue making these Star Wars, just like they clearly are not doing well with these Marvel shows.
Yeah.
And
Although I
it's
think
like,
Loki is supposed to be was the best one in my opinion to come out. So I'm going to watch season 2, but
right,
I haven't watched a Disney. I haven't watched a Marvel show I don't remember the last one. The last one I watched all the way through might have been Hawkeye.
I like that. That one was good.
But yeah, man. All right, cool. We've been talking for a little bit. But Ahsoka, yeah, I mean, hopefully, if you stayed with us through the whole time, thank you for listening to our voices. But yeah, let us
Oh,
know what your thoughts are about it, man.
what are you
Um,
giving it?
oh, what am I giving it? I didn't even
Yeah.
think about a rating, bro. I mean, 'cause I really liked it. I think I'm probably just gonna give it a 4, just because it was. Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 because it has rewatchability. There are a few things I disliked, but I
Yeah.
mean, it continued the Rebels story, which I think Rebels is an underrated series.
Right.
And I really liked it.
And I guess they couldn't call it Rebels live action or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they had to call it Ahsoka. I mean, I didn't even mention this. All of this is supposed to, culminate into the Mandalorian movie.
Yeah,
So
into David Filoni's movie. That's
yeah,
why we don't know if it's going to be a season 2 or if everything's going
yeah,
to go into the movie, which I really hope they don't do that.
yeah.
That'd be too much in one movie.
I would hate if Thrawn comes back and then it's like, after destroying the Mandalorians, and then the Mandalorians are the ones that take him out. Like I don't know. I haven't finished the book to even know how Thrawn gets destroyed.
Hmm.
How he ends, because he's clearly not in the distant future.
Yeah.
Um, like,
Yeah,
so
with the First Order and all that. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
All right, man. Yeah, thank you guys for sticking with us for this 30 some odd minutes.
right.
Appreciate y'all. And until next time, we out.
Deuces.